Yo, what is up, guys? So you want to learn how to wheelie your sur-ron. Maybe you just got one for Christmas, or you're gonna get one for Christmas, and you're like, bro, I want to wheelie that thing. Well, today I'm going to show you how, and it's actually one of the easiest bikes I've ever wheelied in my entire life. It's one of the funnest as well, because it's so forgiving. I just want to go over one myth real quick. When you're wheeling this bike, bro, you don't have to sit there and do all these things everybody's telling you to do. Everybody's like, yo, cut the wire, yo, replace this, replace that, get different this and that. Like, I promise you can give me a bone stock sur-ron with nothing done to it, and I guarantee you I can wheelie that thing all the way down the street, no problem. All right, but there are things that make it a little bit easier. So if you did just get a sur-ron and you're super excited about it, and you think that you need all these parts, and you tell your parents, you guys, you really don't need all these parts. It just makes it a little bit easier. So bigger sprocket, I got a 54 tooth sprocket on there that requires 120 link chain. Cut the chain, put it on there. So sprocket, chain, tires, these tires make it infinitely easier to wheelie than the stock tires. Like 1000%. You keep balance and all that stuff, let a little bit of air out, you're feeling good. Now the next thing we have is the brakes, and I put the Magura brakes on there because they're a little bit squishier than the Hope brakes. So I have the Magura brakes on there, and that helps you with the brake control with your fingers. So these are the things I have done to my bike, but I'm just telling you, you don't need these things. All right, you don't need them. You just don't. The one thing I would say to get is a stickier seat. That's not even required, because I was wheeling this thing when it was bone stock with bone stock everything, nothing done to it. All right, now that myth is out of the way, bro, now that whole thing is out of the way, you know, everybody's like, you can't have regen braking and this and that. Like, bro, you can wheelie with regenerative braking. You know how I know? Because I have it on. I have regen braking on right now. Watch this. Look. Look at that. I got regen braking on, guys. And guess what I'm doing? I'm doing a wheelie. All right? You can wheelie with regenerative braking on. I'm a little bit sketchy on this thing right now because I've been riding the bigger bike, and this is my first time riding this in a couple days, so it's a little bit, these are like my first wheelies. I literally just walked out of the house and was like, man, I need to record a wheelie tutorial. So you don't have to cut regenerative braking and all that, but let's go over like actually the steps in the tutorial of what I would do so you guys learn properly. Step number one, people are going to tell you to like keep your feet down and all that. You can do that for a second, but don't sit there and do your foot drags and all that stuff, bro. It's first of all, it's mega lame, because you're just going to learn how to do a foot drag. You're not going to learn how to actually wheelie. But what you can do is pop the wheel up, like both feet down. Okay, you're going to pop the wheel up and feel for that balance point. Like right here is balance point. Like you can feel, I'm just twisting the throttle, and you can see that we're just sitting at balance point. Get familiar with what that feels like, as far as like that's the tipping point of the bike. Now you can drag your feet a little bit, I guess. I don't recommend this because it ruins your shoes and it doesn't really teach you a ton, but you can bring it up and drag your feet on the ground. But what I would suggest is put your butt on the back of the seat. Get this finger, pointer finger, on the brake. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pop the wheel up and you're gonna hit the brake. All right, so pop the wheel up, hit the brake. Super simple, you guys. Pop the wheel up, hit the brake. It doesn't matter if you get the balance point or not. Pop the wheel up, hit the brake. Do this about 800 billion times, okay? Get used to hitting that brake, because what I want you guys to be able to do is get to balance point and then hit the brake like this. And then you bring it down, right? You hit the brake because you went back too far. So it's like, all right, now if we don't hit the brake, we're going to loop out. So learn that brake. And then you're going to learn to gently hit the brake. And you're going to get these pops. You're going to get like these little aha moments, if you will, where you're like, whoa, I did it. So you're going to hit the brake and keep the wheel up. So keep steady throttle. So we're going to go up, okay? Maybe we hit the brake, keep it up. Brake, brake. So you're just barely tapping the brake. I want you guys to watch my left hand. Watch what I'm doing with my left hand. All right, watch this finger right here and how often I'm using the brake. You don't want to be sitting there riding it the whole time. Otherwise, you're going to get brake fade and loop out. These brakes on these bikes suck, man. They're not good. All right, here we go. Just watch my left hand. All right, here we go. Up. Still not. All right, brake. Brake. A little bit of brake. 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 We're just barely tapping the brake. Very intermittent. We're not steadily on the brake. Now when you're slowing down, you're going to be more on the brake, which is the next thing. But just getting to balance point and feeling that point. So there's a point where you can ride a wheelie without even pressing the brake, even without the regenerative braking. There is a point where steady throttle will just keep you up in the air and you can be at balance point. I'll try to go as long as I can without hitting the brake right here. So we're chasing it. Obviously we chased a little bit. We ended at 26 miles an hour, but you can see the first few seconds, it's just like, you're just kind of sitting at that point of not needing the brake. Now, if you're at that point and you hit the brake, you're never going to do a good wheelie, because if you're, hold on, if you're here, right, if you're here and you hit the brake, you're not going to get it back up. You're just going to keep doing short wheelies over and over and over and over and over and over again. All right, now the next thing, which is possibly the most important thing, slowing the bike down, bro. Like controlling what speed you're doing your wheelie at. And the number one way to do that, you guys, is to stay loose on the bike. You see my knees? Watch my knees and my legs and how loose I am. I'm putting the camera down. I want you guys to like feel how loose you can get on the bike. All right, so we're gonna pop a wheelie and we're just gonna be loose on the bike. You can see my left knee is sticking out a little bit. That's because I'm trying to go to the left. So now I'm going to the right. And you can just see how loose I was the whole time. My legs were just freely moving. You guys want to be loose on there. If you're very tensed up like this and you're squeezing the bike because you think you're going to fall off, you're never going to do really smooth wheelies. Now, I do have actually a ton of wind blowing to the side today, like destroying these wheelies. Yeah, stay loose on the bike. Now, when it comes to like the pop and where to put your feet and all that stuff, that's all personal preference, bro. Like, you can pop the bike up from a dead, like basically, hold on. I'm going 2 miles an hour. You can pop it up from 2 miles an hour, or you can, I mean, really, you can pop it up from 15 if you're standing up and you want to, but you know, if you're in a knee knocker, you can pop it up from even faster. And you can really get cooking with like a knee knocker. You can pop it up as fast as you basically want, but just pay attention to that balance point, man. When the bike starts slowing down, how slow can you get? Because the slower you can slow the bike down, the further back you can get, the longer you're going to be able to wheelie, because you can only chase a wheelie for so long, right? If you can't slow the speed down, then you're eventually going to run out of speed and you're going to have to put the wheelie down. So let's do another one here. I'm going to try to just maintain it as smooth as possible for you guys. Pay attention to the speedometer, okay? You guys can see the speedometer was basically staying at anywhere from 18 to 21 miles an hour that entire time. It's going to be the same for a knee knocker, same for anything, man. I just want this to be a short tutorial because all the tutorials are super long and in-depth. The main things, man, wear a helmet, wear your protective gear, put some pants on with knee pads because you're probably going to get skinned up. Get on the dang bike, have some fun, pop some wheelies, and just enjoy it, bro. We'll do a knee knocker here. I guess we could go into like how to do knee knockers in the future. Personally, I think knee knockers are easier on this bike than sit downs. I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but you're basically gonna put your knee on the seat and we're just gonna keep maintaining speed. We're not gonna chase it either, okay? So comes up, same thing, bro. You're looking for that balance point, and we put it down at 16 miles an hour, just like we did all the other wheelies, bro. But anyways, I just wanted to crack the whole myth about like I don't know, I can put videos of me wheeling a bone stock Sur-ron with all the wires attached, with the stock brakes, stock bars, stock sprocket, stock chain, everything was stock, and I was still able to wheelie the thing. All right, it's just it comes down to practice, man. You guys are gonna have to get out there and you guys are gonna have to practice. I hope this tutorial helps you, man. What did we go over? We went over wearing your gear, all the accessories you can get if you want but you don't need. We went over balance point, slowing the bike down, brake control, and how often we're hitting the brake. So maybe you guys are struggling with that, like how often should you be hitting the brake. Literally, you'll get a feeling of like whoopsie daisies, and you've got to tell your brain to just barely press it versus like because if you go then you're gonna, you know, you'll just put the wheel down and then the wheelie's over with. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped. I wanted to make something short, sweet, and to the point. If you guys want a breakdown of the parts that I have, I can give that to you. You guys just gotta let me know down in the comments. And if you guys are struggling with wheelies, what specifically are you struggling with? Are you struggling with going left and right? Are you struggling with hitting the brake too hard? Are you struggling with crashing over and over again? Like, what is it? What is your big struggle? And I'll make a video on it if there's a bunch of common struggles for people. But I learned how to wheelie this thing in like 2 days of trying. I tried one day with my buddy Mike, and then I didn't touch the bike for months. And then the next time I touched it, he was like, yo, just go back a little bit further. I went back a little bit further, and I'm able to wheelie it for as long as I want now. So yeah, if you guys want to see, you know, more stuff about the Sur-ron, let me know down below. We're trying to get up to a 72 volt battery, man, with that EBMX controller, but you guys, we're gonna have to get a lot more subs and a lot more views if we're gonna want to do that, man. That's a pricey endeavor. But no, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.